Doing stunts and suspending in the air can be an amazing sight for spectators, but these gymnasts go through a lot of risks while trying to produce those stunts. Could you imagine what it would be like without spotters in some gymnastic events? Watch this video to see moments when spotters have saved gymnasts. Noah Vieira. A student of New England Academy of Gymnastics, Noah Vieira was only 13 years old and was competing in the high bar when his hand slipped off the bar. He could have had the most dramatic fall if not for the interference of his coach, who was standing by the poles to spot the fall and ran towards him to catch him. From the motion, it seemed like he was going to land straight on his head, but the coach, with his quick thinking, was able to slow down his fall dramatically. Although he landed a bit on his head, it was only a bump compared to what could have been. The young athlete would have suffered a major injury that would have probably caused a serious impact and, in turn, affected his career as an athlete if he had landed without the obstruction from his coach. Candace Tweedy. Candace Tweedy was just 11 years old when this incident happened. The girl was doing her regular warm-up routine on the uneven bars. Suddenly, after transferring to the higher bar, her hand slipped. However, the coach was there, and he quickly threw himself to catch her. It was a pretty amazing move because she is falling to the ground, and he manages to catch her with one hand while doing a flip and still keeps her from hitting the ground. Maybe she trusted the coach's presence, or it was a miracle, but she still maintained her composure. She did not get ahead of herself by panicking and trying to avoid a fall that allowed a successful interference from the coach. Together, they produced one of the most beautiful unscripted landings the world had ever seen. That move probably helped a lot, and the coach must also be a very well-trained gymnast for him to have pulled off that amazing stunt for a save. In my opinion, the coach deserves a medal for that save. Bartolome Hess. A team of Polish gymnasts was on the trampoline making stunts and gymnastic displays when Bartolome Hess almost had what we could have called a terrible fall. The spotter literally had to put his body on the line because the guy falling is nearly the same size as the spotter. In most cases, what most spotters will be faced with as a rescue mission were just little boys and girls being caught by a full-grown man. But Bartolome Hess was a full-grown adult who was saved by the poor spotter. It was almost as if Bartolome Hess had been practicing for the fall and as if he had wanted to be a girl. Yes, people make mistakes, but his fall could be blamed on his carelessness and probably lack of professionalism. During the rescue, the spotter took a pretty hard hit to the face. He was spotted rubbing his face after the save. So what is your take on this? Can you put your body on the line just to save a full-grown man from landing on the floor? Sarah Bernardinelli. Sarah Bernardinelli is an Italian gymnast. Sarah Bernardinelli had her incident while she was competing in the uneven bars. She was competing in an event in Montreal, Canada, when she took a tumble. She tried repeating the move the second time and still recorded a failure. Her instructor was able to save this girl twice after not being able to complete the same action. After failing in the first attempt, she got out fairly quickly and composed, ready to try the second time again. It seems like her instructor told her, "Come on, that's enough. Let's just walk away. I don't think we should take the risk that I'm gonna save you a third time." From where I stand, I think that the instructor saved Sarah Bernardinelli 3 times that day. The first and second time he was there to save her, but the third was when he asked her to walk away. Coach Ben. This incident happened at the Level 7 competition in Nashville, Tennessee. The coach named Ben was like a psychic. He was able to predict that the gymnast was going to fall just as she made a move. He stopped her and caught her midair to avoid what would have been a bad injury. The young gymnast sprints down the runway towards the vault. As she approached the vault, she advanced off the springboard into a handspring. As she made her move onto the vault, she missed her step and her direction was changed a little bit, causing her hands to miss the box, and she lost balance. The coach became the hero of the day as he was just in a position at the right time for the rescue. The crowd cheered him up, and after the event, the gymnast parents had nothing but gratitude and praises for the genius interference by the coach that allowed their daughter to work back to them in one piece. What do you think about Coach Ben? Is he just one good coach or a hero? Laura Gallagher. For this one, we have a girl named Laura Gallagher from Great Britain. She was competing on the trampoline when she took a good tumble first routine, which initially looked like an amazing move, but she lost her balance and drifted towards one side of the trampoline, landing onto the spring. That was when it all started to get worse. After landing on the spring, she went flying in the other direction. The coach quickly attempted to catch her, but he was not accurate with his move enough. He didn't even catch her, but he did slow down her momentum, and she fell quite softly to the ground. If not for his intervention and attempt, the story might have ended differently because she would have probably kept going sideways and landed fully on her back. Coach Valery Lyukin. Valery Lyukin has received a lot of criticism as a coach, but on this fateful day, he became the hero. Sabrina Vega was on the stage making her performance when she had made a spin for the uneven bar. After spinning and tumbling, she attempted to go for the bar, but she missed it and was going straight to the floor. The coach Valery quickly grabbed her as she was going to land flat on the mat. Although the artist felt disappointed, she lived to perform another day. Jenna Baker. Jenna Baker was trying to do her dismount from the balance beam. In a stunt gone wrong situation, one of her feet landed off the beam, and she almost hit the ground. Her coach was there with a super save. He was able to catch her before she touched the ground. A fall from that height and the velocity and force would have probably seen her smash her head to the ground and possibly the base of the beam. The story about Jenna Baker would have ended differently, but the coach was there to change the script. The 2008 Pacific Rim Championships. During the 2008 Pacific Rim Championships, a female gymnast who was making her gymnastic performance was tumbling and turning on the bar when she lost her grip of the bar and was headed directly to the mat. The coach anticipated the fall and stepped forward even before she dropped. The coach was able to come between her and the mat and instinctively and stopped the unscripted landing. She would have landed on her face and possibly gotten injured. The girl actually looked pretty, and it would have been a shame to see her lose a tooth. Well, on behalf of her husband, if she eventually gets married, we would like to say a big thank you to the coach and wish him a successful coaching career. Rebecca Bross. Rebecca Bross is the most famous gymnast on the list. Rebecca Bross was doing her dismount of uneven bars when she overflipped. She was not supposed to keep to the plan and avoid too much risk because she was already injured during her previous performance. The plan was not to land with all her weight, but she lost her balance and was falling directly to the floor. When the coach instinctively made a move and interfered, he was able to slow her down enough. He reduced the momentum so she tapped the mat. The coach should be thanked for the day. Rebecca Bross avoided a big injury and went ahead to inscribe her name in the gymnastic world. She won a lot of medals, and I'm sure the coach will be happy to be the spotter that came to her rescue. Spotters are highly underrated. Most people think they just stand there to advertise themselves. They actually do a lot, and as we have seen in this video, they have previously saved the gymnast from a sudden injury. What do you think about this video? Please feel free to write your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also, remember to turn on the notification so that you'll get notified when we post other amazing content.